Oh, Graeme, that's a great question. I think that five of the best players that I've been involved with, in particularly playing and coaching against, I thought Barassi was a magnificent player, and quite rightfully in the team of the century. I thought Gary Ablett Senior is a gem of a player. His brilliance was enormous. He made people come to the game, and for him to have the son that he's got is quite an amazing story in itself, Gary Ablett Jr. I think Lee Matthews is a superstar player, both as a rover and in the forward line. And also I think the great John Nichols of Carlton is definitely, I felt, was Carlton's best player. A huge influence on me watching him from an opposition, because he always controlled the games that we played against. And there's a triple Brownlow medalist called Ian Stewart. I always thought Ian Stewart was a tremendous player. He came and played at Richmond, both as a teammate, obviously with St Kilda before that. So there's about five. You could easily name others, but just off the cuff, that will be the five superstar players. I think as a coach, I thought Barassi was a very, very challenging coach, particularly when you played against him and coached against him. But as a player playing against North Melbourne and Carlton when he coached them, he made a lot of tactical moves in those days that were well before the game that was happening at that time, particularly in the 60s and 70s. And I think Lee Matthews has been a tremendous coach to coach 3 premierships in a row, particularly in the modern era, flying in and out of Brisbane all the time. I thought that was a magnificent effort. Got the 4 grand finals in a row, and that's a very, very difficult situation to get to in our game. And so from that point of view, I rated him. Definitely David Parkin, won 4 premierships and got cut at Carlton, and they got him back, and he still won him another premiership after his first 5-year stint. I think administrators today have done a pretty good job in the AFL. I think that they should call Vladimir Dimitrov. He ruled the AFL over a decade, and I think that he moved the game to where it is. I think it's been a tremendous effort by an individual that played the game, and I think that the bringing of the national draft in has been a godsend to the game in regard to developing opportunities for every club to get into that top 4 of the AFL. So I think the AFL Commission have been pretty good. I think that the boss over the last decade have been excellent. I do think our weakness is with administration that we need to play games overseas, and I think that we really should have a look at what's happened even just of late with the Tour de France, where they actually they started in England this year, and I thought that was quite a brilliant move, and I think that we should start our season overseas and come back, have a week off, and then move into the next era of AFL. So I think if we wanted to get the game looked and seen by international countries and get our game with a touch more influence from an international point of view, I think that's the direction we must go. So they're great questions, and thank you very much, Graeme. Discover more untold stories at rarestories.com.au.